So I got an email a few weeks back from a listener, and they asked me whether or not I thought it was possible to start a service business as a paraplegic or handicapped person. And my answer is yes. And I'm going to talk about from personal experience that might shed some light on how it might be done. So before we dive into this episode, I've had a lot of people reach out to me about the one-on-one coaching. And so I wanted to answer some questions and explain a little bit about what it is that I'm offering. And for the most part, 90% of what I'm offering is an accountability partner to you. The way it works is for a given month, it's a monthly deal, and we have two 1-hour conversations on the phone. And every other week, we have a conversation on the phone where we basically outline a to-do list. You ask me questions about what I think about certain things. We explore opportunities, whether depending on what phase you're in. And every week or every other week, we have a conversation where I basically give you a ton of homework. I line you out on things that you should do over the next 2 weeks. And then throughout the month, we have a text conversation going constantly. Unlimited text messages with me about what you're experiencing, about what you should be doing, asking me questions, getting my thoughts. And listen, I'm not an expert on this stuff. I've only started one service-based business. I've spoken to my brother, and I've been who started a service-based business, a lawn care company, and I've been in touch through this podcast with, probably 50 others at this point. And I don't think it's rocket science, but I'm not an expert, and nor do I claim to be an expert. I'm going to ask you really good questions, and I'm going to help you think about things in a logically, unemotional way. I'm going to help you spot opportunities, and I'm going to ask you the right questions, and I'm going to hold you accountable so that you can get some serious stuff done. And another thing that I forgot to include in the previous videos and podcast is my email address. So if you're interested in this, email me, nick@sweatystartup.com. And there's also people who are reaching out about specific one-time things. They're in the process of buying a business, or they're trying to get over a problem. You can also pay me to get on the phone with you for a consultation about one specific issue. But anyway, nick@sweatystartup.com. Reach out and let me know if you're interested. Okay, so a story about operating a business without any in-person physical interaction. We operate in Michigan, at University of Michigan. We operate at Michigan State. We operate at University of Illinois. We operate at Penn State. Between those businesses right there, actually in Philadelphia, between those businesses right there, that's about 50% of our business, maybe a little less, maybe 40%. And I have never been on campus at Michigan. I've never been on campus at Michigan State. I've never been on campus at Illinois. My partner goes to these schools and operates them for a couple days a year. He actually hasn't been to Michigan or Michigan State. He has not been to Illinois in 2 years, and Penn State, even though we do over 1,000 customers, he's generally not needed. He goes there to stop in at the warehouse and make sure all the systems are happening and everything is going well. But it is magnificently low touch at this point. Okay, that is not to say that early on it was extremely high touch. I was moving the boxes. I was driving the trucks. I was at the warehouse. I was doing the interviewing. I was doing the hiring. I was running the payroll. But as we developed and as we learned and as we scaled the business, as we built out systems and as we got really, really, really good at communicating, we were able to open branches, get other people to do the work only by communicating with them, whether it be FaceTime, whether it be email, whether it be phone calls, whether it be with our app, with all of the slew of technology that we use and that's available to us now. But this is 100% a possibility, right? I think so many business owners, before we get into the ways technology and some of these things can happen, way too many business owners have a crutch that they can lean on. And that crutch that they lean on is being able to walk out the door or go see a customer or go see an employee or go to their warehouse or go to a job site. That's a crutch. So what that does, if you can just constantly bop in and out of your office, constantly be a resource for your employees. I'm not saying hang them out to dry, but it creates needy customers, it creates needy employees, and it lets you get by without foolproof systems. My business, we operate in 12 states, and it's all at the same time, so we actually physically cannot be everywhere. Our physical body cannot be on site at a specific location. So what we are forced to do is have extremely buttoned down processes, extremely buttoned down systems, and a great role of technology to help us communicate and deliver everything we need to deliver to our customer or to our employees. So we do all of our customer service online, completely remote. We do all of our hiring and training online, completely remote. We do all of our scheduling from one location on a computer. We do all of our training videos that are buttoned down in an app that we can send to our customers. They can get through the training process. They're onboarded. All of our payroll is run automatically by a payroll provider. So the things that other business owners spend their time doing in person physically, like the training process, answering questions, going to solve problems, dealing with things, we've never had that luxury. So as we've grown this business, we've gotten very, very, very confident with remote management. We've gotten very, very confident hiring somebody, training them, and having them actually work for us without ever meeting them face to face. So the number one thing that has made this so much easier is technology. When we originally started the business, we used a Google Sheet that can be updated by us and can be updated by our customers and can be updated by our employees to communicate. That was very good, very good. Another thing we did is we simplified the job. We simplified the job so that they only had to do 5 things, and if they were doing more than 5 things, we take things away from them and put it on a remote employee who that's their only job. So instead of our manager in Ithaca doing all the hiring, training, onboarding in Ithaca, and then another manager in Michigan doing the same thing, and another manager at Penn State doing the same thing, and another manager at Philadelphia doing the same thing. No, we had one person on a computer, on the phone, do all the hiring, all the onboarding everywhere, so that when the time comes for us to operate in Ithaca, New York, all the employees are through training. All the employees are onboarded. All the employees already know what's going on when they show up their very first day. Technology allows us to do this. It can be YouTube training videos. It can be very concise emails. It can be phone conversations, FaceTime, you name it. You can get really, really good at communicating things with technology today. I mean, Jobber, sponsor the show. Jobber allows you to track employee hours, to see where they are when they clock in, to see where they are when they clock out, to have the schedule on there, to allow customers to take pictures of their work, or your employees, to allow employees to take pictures of their work and upload it to the app. So you can do a lot without ever being there, and I'm living proof of that. This remote management and this management from afar and this management from a computer is what allows me to be sitting here in Athens, Georgia. I bought a house in Athens, Georgia because I like the craft beer, I like the live music, I like college sports, I like hiking. I wanted a nice house, which we have a 2,700 square foot house that's brand new build. We bought it for $289,000. I was able to move to Athens, Georgia, even though I don't have any business in the state of Georgia, any business south of, I work in Pennsylvania and New York, period. That's it. All my investors that invest in my self-storage facilities are spread out across the country. I don't meet with any of them in person. I talk to them on the phone. All my self-storage facilities, I operate remotely. We got very, very comfortable operating without being physically present or physically required to do any of the actual physical work. So what does this mean for a person who has a disability? Starting out, it's going to be hard, but you have a couple options. You can get a partner and you can divide and conquer. One person can build out the systems. One person can handle the customer relations, the accounting, the marketing from a computer, while another person digs in and figures out the actual processes that should be implemented to do the job, and then you work together to scale that. You can buy an operational business. You can buy one that already has a manager and a foreman to oversee the on-the-ground operations, or you could just hire an early employee. Okay, if you're doing something very simple like power washing cars or driveways or gutter cleaning, you can hire an employee early on to do some of these things for you, even though you might not be able to do them. Okay, so it is very possible to do this stuff, and if you think about it the right way, and if you think about building out systems and you don't have that crutch of leaning on the ability to go and just do the work. It's so easy when you have an employee and they're asking the wrong questions or they're not figuring things out. It's just get out of my way, let me do the work. So many business owners do that. Get out of my way, let me do the work. That's why so many business owners are married to their jobs and they're stuck doing stressful things, solving problems on the ground all the time. We never had that luxury. If we did, I would probably be in that boat, but we never had the luxury. We could not go to the job sites. We could not walk our employees through the job. We could not solve their problems for them. So we had no choice but to become excellent communicators and oversee this stuff from afar. So if you have a disability, if you can't walk right, or you can't drive maybe, or you're having trouble with certain aspects of the job, all is not lost. You can hire people to do those things and you can manage it very well from a computer screen or from wherever you are. So take that for what it's worth. And again, if you're interested in reaching out to me, getting involved, getting some advice from me, nick@sweatystartup.com. All right, get out there and crush it.